When we come with that heat, we got skip on the.
And welcome in episode 39, $1 Million Radio, another new location. We're here recording today at Jerry's Barbershop. Thank you. Appreciate y'all having us out. Known the guys over here for a few years now. Jerry, Joey, Steve, Rhonda, and Angie, come see them. Joey and I go way back. Unfortunately, we go way back, but. No, thanks to them for having us out here. 2908 Tazewell Pike, Suite M, episode 39, $1 Million Radio. It's Skylar, and it's Griffin today. Welcome in, Griff. Welcome in. Jacob is on vacation this week, so no Jacob here at Jerry's Barbershop today. But, Griff, you went on a trip last week too, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, two, actually. But started off Tuesday afternoon, me and my beautiful girlfriend Danny, we drove to Nashville, and we actually had a pretty crazy time. We ended up going to a show, of course, but we ended up going to a meet and greet beforehand with the opening band sitting on Saturn. They were really dope. It's good to hear some, stories about some of their travels they've had on the road the last couple years. And crazy enough, the way they ended up blowing up was they said Joe Jonas over COVID hit them up on TikTok.
Wow.
And they ended up, going on the road with them for a couple weeks. They said they went to Mexico City, and they said that was one of the craziest experiences of their lives.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say they blew up because you gave them a shout out a couple weeks ago on $1 Million Radio.
Yeah, that would be nice. But
I guess not. But
hopefully they'll see this one. It was real dope to get to meet them, and me and Danny ended up taking a wrong turn, going down Broadway to the venue, and we ended up meeting up with them at a red light and ended up walking to the venue with them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
It's something like you saw them, you recognized them, said what's up.
Yeah, that's what Danny ended up doing. She turned around and said, "Hey, I know you."
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get into it, Griff. Football, I've said it 4 weeks now, football's here. A lot has happened. We had week 1 of the NFL, week 2 of college football over the weekend. A lot of scores to go over. Some that stick out to me, the SEC, obviously Tennessee just took care of business over at ETSU, poor Buccaneers. 72 to, what was it? I had it written down. Yeah, 72-17. So I think the line opened up at like 44 or something like that. Tennessee with an easy cover. It's one of those games that didn't show up on the sports books until the day of, which happens when big teams play smaller schools. But Texas bounced back against stiff competition over San Jose State, 38-7.
Hey, it looked close there in the beginning.
Yeah, it was. I almost picked San Jose State to cover that game. I think the line was 31, maybe. So it was like right at it. But yeah, depending on how you got that, maybe Texas covered, maybe it was San Jose State. But other scores from week 2 on our scoreboard: Vandy over Virginia Tech, 44-20. Oklahoma in the college football game of the week, they took care of business over Michigan, 24-13. Did you watch that game, Griff?
Bits and pieces of it, but my big takeaway is Michigan has 0 weapons.
You think so?
It's gonna be hard for them to keep Bryce Underwood happy. He looked a little distraught towards the end of that game on the sidelines, but we'll see. I think Oklahoma might be legit.
They paid Underwood how much money to be their quarterback?
I think it was 10 mil, 9, 10-ish, somewhere around there.
So probably over 2 to 3 million a year.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Other, quarterbacks got paid over the offseason and hadn't really shown out too much. What was that UCLA score, Griff? That's the one I forgot to write down.
I think it was 30-23, but I could be wrong.
It seemed like UCLA and Nico did have a comeback in them there at the end, but were not able to overcome, who was it?
Yeah, it was UNLV.
UNLV. They've got New Mexico this week on Friday night. UNLV 30-23 over UCLA. I don't want this to be a Nico hate podcast, so I'm not gonna want to just sit here and talk about it every week. But I like the spot that Tennessee is in with Joey Aguilar, and I'll leave it at that.
Just an amazing breath of fresh air, finally.
Yeah. Clemson struggled a little bit over Troy, 27-16. As one of the many games that we saw this weekend that got put in a weather delay all throughout the country. Georgia struggled with Austin Peay as well, 28-6. Their offense didn't look great, but that was one of those games. They went on a 4-hour rain delay. They even started it early because of the threat of inclement weather, but still got held up. And, 4-hour delay right there. Missouri over Kansas, 42-31. That was a pretty good game for the Tigers. Ole Miss over Kentucky, 30-23. For those that had Kentucky plus 8.5, like I did, that was a good game. Kentucky with like a last second not last second, but within the last minute or so, kicked a field goal and then went for the onside kick, didn't get it. But that is a cover in my book. Iowa State with a slugfest over Iowa, 16-13. You saw that one, right?
Oh, yeah. Defensive battle throughout. Honestly, Iowa's offense had moments, the last couple, 5-10 years, they've been, linked to being the worst offense in college football. But they had their moments, but Rocco Becht was just too much.
Another one that I didn't hit on this one. I had Duke plus 2.5, being at home, being with their quarterback that they pay $3.5 million. I think it's Darian Mensah.
Yeah.
Illinois just took the belt to Duke, 45-19. Illinois is going to be a team that we need to watch for all year. They moved up to the number 9 in the AP top 25 poll yesterday. They're a problem. They're a problem, and I'd love for them to be a problem. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see them play Ohio State or Oregon, Penn State up there.
I think they do here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up
maybe
the
3 or 4 weeks. They play Ohio State.
Illinois football schedule. Let me see real quick just to.
But no, that definitely
check.
Caught me by surprise.
They got a couple. They got Western Michigan next week, and then at Indiana the week after that. That'll be a statement game maybe for the Fighting Illini. Then they host USC at Purdue. Then host October 11th, number 1 Ohio State. So that'll be something to keep an eye on as we go forward. But no, they don't play Penn State or Oregon or anything like that.
I guess their only hurdles really are USC and Ohio State.
I'd put Indiana in that category too, but if they can beat Indiana in a couple weeks, I think they're going to be undefeated when they host Ohio State October 11th. What is something that kind of stuck out to you? There was one score I didn't mention, Griff. I was saving it for last. Florida fell to USF this weekend, 18-16. Alex Golesh, round of applause. Round of applause for Alex Golesh.
See, I ain't even mad they beat Boise State anymore.
Yeah. No, that definitely makes up for that. They've got Miami this weekend. Going to be a tough battle for the Bulls, minus 16.5. Miami is favored at home. But, hey, a lot of people jumping on USF right now. It makes me want to lean Miami when I see stuff like that. But Miami had a game against Bethune-Cookman that they were favored by 55 points in, and I don't even think 55 points were scored in the whole game. But, so Miami's they don't need to overlook USF. That is for sure. But the big one this week, Griff, as we move on to week 3 of college football here at Jerry's Barbershop, University of Tennessee Volunteers host Georgia this weekend. So, Griff, early thoughts going into the week with Georgia. I will say I think we got a chance.
I'm excited. It finally feels like, shot in the dark. This might be a 50-50 going into that game Saturday. And on the radio coming here, didn't he say it's Kirby's birthday or something like that?
I don't know. I might have missed that one.
Something like that. But
Jason Swain was talking about. He was asked how maybe the mindset. What is Kirby gonna say to get the boys riled up going into this game? But that's what I heard. He basically Swain basically said, doesn't matter if Tennessee executes, which I agree with.
yeah.
This game did open at -7.5 in favor of the Georgia Bulldogs. But over the last couple of days, Griff, it's moved to -4.5, a 3-point swing in Tennessee's favor. So College Gameday is in town. We got a lot going on in Knoxville this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be – the excitement is going to be in the air this week, Griff, for sure.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Happy it's finally fall. You know, the weather
The weather is
past week
beautiful.
has been so amazing.
Oh, the weather is beautiful here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I think we got a shot, Griff. This is a game that I think we all chalked it up as a loss at the beginning of the year. Going in, a lot of question marks with Joey Aguilar and the weapons he has around him. I will say all three of our running backs are RB1 for our team.
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
Dude, I can't wait to see all three get reps this weekend.
Doesn't matter. Desmond Bishop, Peyton Lewis, Star Thomas. I mean, it's a three-headed monster in the backfield with Joey Aguilar. Not to mention out wide, Mike Matthews coming into his role. Chris Brazel still outside. Braylon Staley. We got some weapons that I didn't necessarily think that we had.
Kitzelman, man.
Oh, Kitzelman. Yeah, Miles Kitzelman. They're at tight end. Our offensive line is doing their job over the first couple weeks. We'll have to see whenever they, obviously battle Georgia, how that's going to go. But a different animal, if you will. Should have David Sanders at right tackle this week. We'll have to see how the true freshman fares against. And I don't think he played this weekend, did he?
No, he did. He was.
Yeah, they
ruled him out. I think probably 2 hours before.
Yeah.
But
so that'll be his first start at Tennessee.
I'm excited, but I'm also nervous.
He's gonna have his freshman mistakes. He's gonna have things that don't necessarily go his way. He'll probably get beat a few times, but this is one of those games you're gonna have to learn from. Hopefully, our offensive line has done a great job the first 2 weeks to move around and still get the job done and look impressive as they do it.
Have they been plucking and plugging the offensive line like the defensive line?
Kind of moving them around a little bit with Sanders out.
I thought I noticed that during the ETSU game, some of the linemen being switched around.
Yeah, they did that against Syracuse as well 2 weeks ago. But so Griff, -4.5 for Georgia. You're gonna what's your prediction for this week?
Well, it's a shame it's not on CBS, but give me the Vols breaking an 8-year streak.
You think so? You think we get it done this week?
I think we can finally get it done. It's just it all depends on the running game being effective and Joey making plays down the field, and we just can't make mistakes.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to do against Georgia, but yeah. I think we've got a shot. I will say, working over at Dead End this weekend on Saturday, not only did the whole restaurant erupt when the Bulls kicked that game-winning field goal as time expired, and I do mean erupt. We had to turn the Florida game on every TV just because everybody wanted to see the ending of that game. But a few tables that came in, they were all wearing their Tennessee gear, so I stopped and talked to them, asked them how they felt about being at the game this weekend or this past weekend. Some of them going back for the Georgia game. And the one thing I told every table that I talked to about it is I think we do have a shot against Georgia. And I think the way the line has moved is kind of baiting people in to take Georgia -4.5. I think that plays into our favor. I'm big on the stats and percentages of where the money's flowing, but I don't bet on my teams. I'm not gonna play anything. I just hope Tennessee wins. I think we have a great shot. We will be without Ricky Gibson and Jermod McCoy once again, so that worries me. our front seven should be able to do enough to hopefully stop the run. If we can take away the running game for Georgia and have Gunnar Stockton drop back and throw it and try to beat us deep or, beat us on the perimeter, I feel like that plays into our hands very well.
Yeah.
We'll just, we'll have to see. But final score prediction, Griff. Tennessee, Georgia at Neyland Stadium this weekend.
Give me the Vols. I'm going to say 24-20. Feel like it's going to be low scoring.
Low scoring game. I think if Tennessee is going to win, I think we're going to have to score 30 points. So give me Tennessee 31 and give me Georgia 27 in a nail biter. Georgia going to be driving late. Defense gets a great stop at the end and to secure the win. Kind of like the Alabama game last year.
Yeah.
I think that score was 24-17, but kind of in the same way. I see that happening. Gunnar Stockton does worry me, though, a little bit, just because the way I see him play, he reminds me so much of Stetson Bennett. Is kind of hard not to think back to those Georgia Bulldogs days with Kirby Smart winning back-to-back national championships. But this is not the same Georgia team as it was. That year with Hendon Hooker and Jalen Hyatt, Stetson Bennett out there. I think if we had Hendon Hooker and that whole Tennessee team going into this week, I think it's an easy win.
Yeah.
I think it's an easy win. However, not the same team, not the same year, obviously. But if Josh Heupel can get these boys going and get them going early like we've seen the last couple weeks, it's going to be tough for Georgia to stay in the game, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. Got to get the crowd going early.
Oh, crowd will be going early. There's nothing to worry about in that, in my opinion. But, it's going to be rocking on Rocky Top this weekend, Griffin.
Can't wait.
So other games we've got for week 3 college football action this week. One we've already mentioned. Number 5, Miami will host number 18, newly ranked Alish Golish and the USF Bulls. Minus 16.5 for Miami. How do you think Alex Golish is going to be 3-0 after this weekend?
You know what? I know they just had their biggest win in school history, but let's run it back.
Oh, no. Oh, Miami fans, cover your ears. Griffin, you taking USF money line? You think they're going to win outright?
I think it'll be close. What's the line like?
Minus 16.5.
16. They're definitely going to cover. I feel like. That's way too many. I know it's college and it's not the pros, but that's way too many points.
It is a lot of points.
Because how many points was Florida favored by? Like
18.5.
Yeah.
That was 18.5. So let me see this.
And they didn't even score 18.
No. I think Miami's better this year than they were last year. Maybe not necessarily at quarterback. I don't think, Carson Beck is comparable to Cam, or maybe a little bit comparable to Cam Ward. I don't think he's as good.
I think it's closer than some people think.
Yeah.
It's.
Well, Griffin, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. 58% of the money is on USF, but 77% of the bets are on the Bulls. That doesn't mean as much, I feel like, in college as it means in the NFL.
Yeah.
But I went with Miami a couple times last year, and every time I went with them, the only 2 times I went with them, they lost.
Yeah.
That was against Georgia Tech.
What was it, Syracuse?
Yeah, they lost to Syracuse. I might not have taken that game. I think it was Duke that I took, and Miami won, but they didn't cover.
Yeah.
Give me Miami minus 16.5. I think the Cinderella story of USF ends this weekend. But hey, thank you again, USF Bulls taking care of the Florida Gators.
Still, even if they lose this game, I feel like they could end up winning the American.
Oh yeah.
And then, making a push for the playoffs. So, we'll see what happens.
It's possible for sure. No, I'm with you on that. Another game that I feel like is pretty interesting to see the line this way. South Carolina hosts Vanderbilt, Griffin, minus 5.5 for the Gamecocks. I'm going with South Carolina.
Yeah, I haven't watched much of South Carolina this year, but I'll take them over Vandy any day of the week.
You saw did you see the Vanderbilt Virginia Tech game?
I may have watched the highlights, but
54% of the money is on Vanderbilt, 59% of the bets is on South Carolina. So kind of a toss-up if you look at it that way. I'm going to take South Carolina with the points minus 5.5. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'll take the same thing. Yeah.
All right, that means Vandy's going to cover. All right. Ole Miss will host Arkansas this weekend, minus 8.5 for the Rebels. 51% of the money is on Ole Miss. 64% of the bets are on the Rebels. Minus 8.5. They did not cover that against Kentucky last week. Let's see. Do you think Arkansas and Kentucky are comparable? It was on the road at Kentucky, if that means anything with that grocery store stadium.
See, I know Kentucky always plays good at home, so that's one thing to think about. And this game's at Ole Miss, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so with it being a home game for Ole Miss, old hotty toddy down there, they're going to show up and be loud. I think it's going to be close like how last week was, but give me Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Even though I think Arkansas is a better quarterback, but you got to worry about 22 positions, not just one.
Yeah. I feel you there. Ole Miss could probably cover this game. I'm going to stay away from it, but I do think that Ole Miss is going to come out, and if their offense does what they're supposed to do, then it's hard to stop them, especially with Lane Kiffin calling the plays. Arkansas, I mean, did they have a down year last year? It's tough to say.
I mean, I guess it's
maybe in the eyes of the fans, but they did beat Tennessee. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Also on the slate for Saturday, I think we're creeping into Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern time. It'll be LSU hosting the beaten down Florida Gators. Minus 8.5 though for the Tigers and Brian Kelly as they move up to number 3 in the newest AP poll. Griffin.
LSU didn't play too good Saturday against Louisiana Tech. I might just take the Gators in this one.
All right.
I
mean, they got a lot to prove. They got a lot to prove.
I hate to say kick them more while they're down, but, it's Florida. I can't help it.
As we sit here on Monday, 58% of the money, 65% of the bets are on the LSU Tigers. A point I was going to make, too, with the way Clemson struggled against Troy, what does that say about LSU's win in Death Valley? The Death Valley that's located in South Carolina at Clemson. But it's so early in the season, it's tough to tell, rain delay and all that plays a factor, obviously. With the way that Florida has to prove themselves in this game, I would think that they could cover 8.5 points. But this will be a game where I think LSU shows us what they got. And is it good? Is it not so good? Are they overhyped? Because they've been hyped up all offseason, really. Everybody's been saying LSU is going to be a contender. But it
seems that way every year going into it.
Yeah.
It's just Brian Kelly finds a way to choke it every year.
Well, he finally won the season opener. It was on the road in a tough environment, but like I said, who knows how good Clemson's going to be this year. I don't know if I'll make a play on this one, but we'll have to see. LSU could come out with Garrett Nussmeier and light it up and make LSU minus 8.5. Give it to me.
Yeah,
I've talked myself into it, I guess, but
it'll be close. But I feel like LSU is going to pull away late.
Another game that could be in the running for the College Gameday this weekend. But no, they're coming to Knoxville. Notre Dame, number 6? Number 8 Notre Dame, hosting number 16 Texas A&M. This is a game that we saw last year at Kyle Field. Minus 6.5 for Notre Dame. 60% of the money, 60% of the money is on Notre Dame, but 54% of the bets are on A&M. So, how do you see this one going, Griffin?
I think it's going to be close like last year, but I haven't watched much of Texas A&M this year, but I think the Notre Dame run game's going to be too much for them.
Think so?
Yeah.
With it being at Notre Dame too, -6.5. I'd like to think that Texas A&M would cover that spread, especially with Notre Dame losing to Miami. I know that was on the road. Miami's probably going to be a lot better than people think this year, but I'm staying away from this one. I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
Especially with 6.5 plus 6.5 for Texas A&M being even money at plus 100. I'm going to stay away from that one. I don't feel too good about it.
Yeah.
So as we get through this weekend, what do you think is the main storyline? What biggest upset, biggest blowout? What's the storyline after? What's the biggest headline Monday morning next week?
Is this going to be another Tennessee downfall going forward, or are we going to keep it together? Say we lose to Georgia and it's close. Do we, keep our heads up high and, take the rest of the season on, or are we just
a moral victory,
lay down and die?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the most important thing.
Yeah. I feel like LSU will be a national title contender if they take care of business, beat Florida by double digits. I think we can start having that conversation. As far as the Tennessee game, I mean, if Tennessee wins, we've got a great shot at making the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Even if we lose, I mean, the season's not over if we lose. Now, I have been at Neyland Stadium in I think it was 2017 year, 2017, where the year before we had just won the Dobnell boot, the Hail Mary to Juwan Jennings. And then Georgia came to town and kicked our tails 41-0. If that happens.
Yeah.
If that happens, everybody's what's the word I'm looking for? The morale will be low. The morale will be low. But I don't see that happening this week. Tennessee will at least keep it close and have a great shot to win late in the game. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Did you get to watch a lot of NFL this weekend?
Bits and pieces. I was fishing yesterday, but I did get a good bit of the highlights in when I got home.
How do you think Cowboys fans feel after losing to their divisional rival, Philadelphia Eagles?
Probably really bad.
How do you feel, Joey?
Terrible.
Joey's a big Cowboys fan. Poor guy, but
yeah.
The Eagles Thursday night football. Hey, I did have them plus 8.5 to cover.
And they covered.
And they did cover, yes. And I called my shot on that one. I even made a TikTok reel and all that saying, this is the play of the night. This is the play of the night. Cowboys plus 8.5. But, I mean, that's one of those things where 75% of the money was on Philadelphia to cover 8.5 in the first game of the season against a divisional opponent. You got the banner night celebration going on. It's just a lot going on to cover by more than a touchdown. So a lot of things played in the Cowboys factor in that way, and they had a great shot to win it, Joey.
Yeah.
So y'all cutting CD Lamb, or what's going on over there? You don't think so?
You're going to take 88 away from him?
No.
I mean, CD had a couple. I'm not even counting the diving catch attempt that he had at the end of the game, but there were two more drops. Hit him through his hands, hit him right in the face mask. I mean, Dak was throwing darts. He was throwing dots. Dak looked very good Thursday night. Yeah. So that's at least something to hang your hat on going forward. But Friday night, the Chiefs fell to the Chargers in Brazil, 27-21.
No, I did watch that game.
Yeah, that was a pretty good game. I like this. I like the Chargers.
Which,
I really
hey,
do.
Shout out to YouTube real quick. No bugs, nothing like that.
Yeah,
the entire
flawless.
stream. Didn't like seeing Mr. Beast though, but we'll ignore that.
That was a flawless broadcast for YouTube.
Yeah, even the scoreboard looked nice.
Yeah. You can't say that about Fox, right?
It looks all right.
The clear one.
It's kind of growing on me.
I don't think it's not growing on me at all. the fact that they debuted that in the Super Bowl last year too is pretty crazy. But other scores this weekend: Colts defeated the Dolphins pretty badly, 33-8. I didn't
see that coming at all.
I don't think anybody saw that coming. The line was a pick'em, -1.5 for the Colts at home. I will say they honored the man, the myth, the legend, Jim Irsay at that game before the game. So Irsay was definitely in the building that night, looking down and probably helped his team win. Maybe that played a factor. The Dolphins just had no chance. But another game in the 1 o'clock slate that I had my eye on, Aaron Rodgers. He looked like Perk Rogers again. He looked like Perk Rogers. I mean, he was out there 34-32. Chris Boswell hit a 60-yard field goal to win the game. Jets still had a little bit of time on the clock, but couldn't do anything with it. Yeah. Rodgers, 22 of 30, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers. No interceptions. Spread the ball around, hit the checkdowns. I mean, Steelers looked good. They really did. But they let up 32 points to the Jets. It was in New York, MetLife Stadium.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers did have a quote. He did have a quote that in the post game where he said he enjoyed beating everybody associated with the New York Jets. So if that tells you where his opinions lie, but it's about the only thing we've really heard from him since the time he came on Pat McAfee after he got released and explained how all that went down. But
yeah.
Apparently going into the game, his teammates felt that it wasn't on his mind a whole lot in the game. Wasn't like a driving factor for him, but I think that was
it sure looked like it was
proven
a driving
wrong.
Factor.
Griff, your Bengals, tell me about them.
Golly,
17-16
line needs to get it together.
17-16 win over the Cleveland Browns. First time the Bengals won a season opener in how many years?
Shoot.
3 or 4?
It's been longer than that, man. I think it's probably 2018, 2019's last time we won an opening game.
Bengals 17, Browns 16. I did have Browns plus 5.5 in that game. I went 4-0 in the NFL opening weekend up until I bet at the last second before the game started, Ravens money line.
You had it till about 3 minutes left.
I was 5-0 for the first 3.5 quarters of that game. 5-0. And then all hell broke loose. Derrick Henry fumbled. Josh Allen, it's like, I'm the MVP.
Which I'll say is kind of clutch. I had Keon Coleman on my fantasy bench. Got me some extra points.
Nice. But yeah, Lamar was getting MVP chance at the Bills Stadium.
Derrick Henry was cooking all night.
Derrick Henry had a Derrick Henry game against the Bills because apparently they can't do anything to stop him. Up until Josh Allen said, hold my beer. Let's make sure we get a stop right here after this touchdown. And then the Bills defense forced a fumble on Derrick Henry. Quick touchdown right after that. They were up by 15 with 9 minutes to go, and ended up losing the game. They were up 40-25 and then lost the game to the Bills 41-40. So, yeah.
Heartbreaking.
But yeah,
maybe that's why Jacob didn't show his face today.
Maybe he's a big Lamar guy. But back to what I was saying with the Bengals and Browns, I did have Browns plus 5.5. Didn't look that great throughout most of the game, and then
our defense made some plays in that second half to keep us, even though the offense was doing literally nothing.
So
they were keeping us in it.
Does Joe Burrow have a pulse today, or did Myles Garrett actually kill him? I saw that video. He just came looping around right up the middle, and I mean, just Joe looked lifeless in the clip. But I guess he's okay.
Ted Karras, you got to do better. Orlando Brown Jr., you got to do better. Everybody.
I mean, Myles Garrett is the last guy that needs to come untouched, running full speed at your franchise quarterback.
And hitting him like a freaking, getting T-boned at an intersection, dude. It was
bad. It was bad. I'm sure he's sore this morning.
Oh, yeah.
But
Which I think his kryptonite might be week 1 through 3 in the NFL.
Yeah.
That might just be his only kryptonite.
No, I feel that 100%. Another score in the afternoon slate as we begin the 4 o'clock slate. Broncos over the Titans 20-12. Titans, another one I had plus 8.5.
That one was just...
It was ugly.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a whole lot of it because it was at the same time as the Packers game. But, I mean, so I didn't watch most of the game up until like the last couple of drives for the Titans. And, I mean, Cam Ward he did not look bad.
Yeah.
I don't know I hadn't gone back to watch the whole game. I'm sure he was making rookie mistakes.
Which I hate to say it, but some of those drops that the Titans wide receivers had might have been a little bit on Cam. Because, I mean, I remember seeing one throw he threw I believe it was double coverage, and it just went an extra 15 yards off the wide receiver's hands. He threw it so hard.
Yeah. As a former wide receiver, and I know it was only in the Peay middle school and high school ranks, but there's no such thing as not being able to catch a ball because the quarterback threw it too hard.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
That's not how that works. But then you see guys like Joe Milton just, throwing it 200 miles an hour. I mean, I get it, but he was throwing dots. It kind of reminded me, that last drive for the Titans kind of reminded me of the Cowboys game Thursday night where Dak was making great throws and then the receivers were just dropping them. Put them right on the money. He looked good on that last drive, but they didn't get any yards because nobody was catching the ball. And then he got 8 up on 4th down. So, anyways, Packers 27, Lions 13. Oh,
tell me about it.
Oh, Joey, did you watch that game?
What game was it, sir?
The Packers game over the Lions. You didn't watch that? Why not? You didn't see your boy Micah Parsons come out?
No.
Oh.
Never.
Oh, you're gonna see him in a couple weeks, buddy. Week 4. You're right. You dang right. Dang Skippy. Anyways, Packers look great. They look great. I would say that. Packers 27, Lions 13. Coming into this season, we're 1-5 in the last 3 years over the Lions, or with the Lions. Something that growing up, I mean, there were 20, 25 years where we just dog walked the Lions. Maybe they get a win every now and then. Week 17, don't play the starters because, we're going to the playoffs. They're not.
Yeah.
One of those things, but not many times in my life have I seen the Lions beat the Packers. And then over the last 3 years, we just can't beat them, except for the one time, Thanksgiving Day, Jordan Love's first year as a starter 2 years ago. Packers defense looks scary. The only question mark I have are the corners, but they're backed up by an all-pro safety, Xavier McKinney, and a young stud, Evan Williams. But the cornerbacks, a little iffy. We'll have to see. It's going to be a great test for them this week against the Commanders. Scary Terry McLaurin out there. Jaden Daniels picking them apart. But our front seven is one of the best front sevens I might have ever seen. And maybe I'm speaking too early. Maybe this is an overreaction. But one of the best front sevens I've seen in my lifetime as a Packers fan. So I like it going forward. I like the Packers defense. I like the offense. Jordan Love looked masterful yesterday. I mean, he looked really good. So go ahead and put that Packers plus 1,200 for the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying. I think we got a shot.
Yeah.
I think we got a shot at it. But, anything can happen in the NFL with injuries and all that. Anybody can beat anybody on any given Sunday. So we'll just have to see. But any takeaways from week 1 NFL? I'm glad to have it back. That's my takeaway.
Happy to have it back. And you know what? If you've got some holes in your fantasy team, go pick up some of these young running backs.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Krosky Merritt yesterday balled out. Who else? Breece Hall balled out yesterday.
I got him on one of my
Dylan
teams.
Sampson.
Dylan Sampson,
though,
Dylan Sampson with 20 points fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
That was nice. But yeah, looking forward into week 2 of NFL action. It gets started Thursday night as the Green Bay Packers play host to the Washington Commanders, -3.5. Pretty even split on the money and the percentage of the bets. But again, I don't bet on my teams. I don't bet on my teams.
Say it's a conflict of interest. I got a buddy, Vashawn, at work. He's a big Commanders fan.
Yeah, well, Jaden Daniels, this is a game that I feel like Jordan Love has to win.
Yeah.
Because the last couple years, I've been on the Jordan Love hype train, as we all know. And he's proven me right more times than he's proven me wrong. There was one game last year that I said he needs to win. And it was against the Houston Texans, only because of C.J. Stroud. All the comparisons, all these preseason top quarterback lists, people put C.J. Stroud over Jordan Love. They put Jaden Daniels in over Jordan Love after just 1 year. He may...
Hell, I think I even heard some Brock Purdy over Jordan Love, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, even then, Brock Purdy's at least been to a Super Bowl and won playoff games and, had a couple years of experience. Whenever... I mean, this is two years in a row over the last 2 years. C.J. Stroud's rookie year, Jaden Daniels' rookie year, that they came out and they balled. I mean, they balled. Won a playoff game, made a little push. Jaden Daniels even made it to the conference championship game. But this is a game Jordan Love has to win just for the simple fact that he needs to be 1-0 against Jaden Daniels, in my opinion. I just feel like he needs to come out and do what he did this last week. It's going to be a short turnaround for both Green Bay and Washington, both playing on Thursday night. Yeah. But then after that, you get like a little mini bye week before the next game. So -3.5. I mean, we were -2.5 against the not Cowboys, the Lions. With it being -3.5, people are probably going to be putting in a lot of money over the next couple days on Washington, with Green Bay being favored, and that's how I see it playing out. I think we win. I think we do. What about you? How do you think the Packers?
I feel like it's going to be real close. Thursday night's always crazy because, it just depends on who shows up first. But I feel like Micah's going to make some plays and Green Bay's going to pull away with it.
I'd love to see that for sure. Then on Sunday, we get started. The 1 o'clock slate, we'll see the Rams at the Titans. Rams -6.5 on the road. This is one of those where 79% of the money, 73% of the bets is on L.A. Titans at home +6.5 doesn't look too bad.
Yeah,
doesn't look too bad.
If they would have made some of those plays yesterday, they would have won yesterday.
They had a shot to at least have a chance to tie it late.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Titans are going to be better than people expect.
I don't see them, only winning 3 games this year.
Yeah.
I feel like they could win 6 or 7.
Yeah. Especially with their defense. Their defense isn't bad.
Yeah.
And their offense had to go up against one of the best defenses in the league last week. I don't think the Rams are in that category with the Broncos.
Yeah.
Titans defense is pretty good. We'll have to see if they can contain Puka Nacua. Who else? Devontae Adams with the Rams now.
There,
yeah. It's gonna be a tough task, a tall task to handle for the Titans defense. But I think they can keep it within a touchdown at least. So, especially with all the money on the Rams like that, I'm a big stickler for public fades. Let's say that. Stay tuned to Thursday. Might have something coming out. Also, your Bengals, Griff. Your Bengals -3.5 hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. 60% of the money is on Jacksonville, but 66% of the bets on Cincinnati. So a little toss-up right here. -3.5 for your boys, Griff. How you see it happening?
It's going to be a toss-up. It definitely depends on the O-line, specifically the guard position. But I got my boys. Ain't nobody gonna beat them.
Is that the Bengals chant right there?
Well, I started to do it. I messed up a little bit, but
yeah, no worries. Jacksonville had a pretty good game this past weekend. yesterday.
See, I feel like Bryce Young's days in Carolina might be numbered, though.
You think so?
Their offense looks atrocious yesterday.
Jacksonville at home, 26-10 win over Carolina. They were -3.5, and now the Bengals are -3.5. I feel like Jacksonville is going to be one of those teams that over the last couple of years they've had down years with Trevor Lawrence as their quarterback. I saw on Madden the other day that Trevor Lawrence is like a 75 overall quarterback.
Ugh.
I think that's wrong.
Yeah,
I think that's wrong. I think Jacksonville might be one of those teams that everybody's sleeping on and may be able to make something happen. Will I take them +3.5 in this game?
Nope.
Out of respect for you, no. I'm going to stay away from this game. But I think it's going to be a good one. Hopefully Cincinnati will be able to block their front seven better than the Browns with Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to
Please.
see on we'll have to see on that. Also Sunday, -2.5, Pittsburgh Steelers play host to the Seattle Seahawks. 78% of the money, 80% of the bets is on Pittsburgh to cover -2.5.
Give me Pittsburgh.
Numbers like that, Griff, I got to go Seattle. I got to go against
Seattle didn't look too good yesterday either, but it might have just been San Francisco's defense.
Yeah. There's a lot to play out. You know, week one, you got to knock the cobwebs off. You got to knock the dust off. And to do it against a divisional rival like that who knows how you play, knows the setup, the system. Sam Darnold at quarterback, Cooper Kupp out wide. Didn't connect a whole lot yesterday, but it's one of those things where, you know, on the road at Pittsburgh, -2.5, everybody's thinking after Aaron Rodgers' great game against the Jets, an prove-it game for old A-Rod. This is one of those things where wouldn't surprise me if Seattle won this outright. Wouldn't surprise me. But now we go towards another divisional rivalry game. The Ravens play host to the Browns, -11.5. -11.5.
Give me the Browns to cover.
Yeah. 84% of the money, 66% of the bets on Baltimore with all those points. I mean, I've never seen a better setup public fade.
No, I will say Flacco was cooking yesterday because both of his interceptions were deflections.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just saw the numbers. I didn't see it happen. But +11.5 for the Browns is the best public fade play I've maybe ever seen.
Yeah.
But Lamar's going to do his thing, and he's going to make me eat my words. So Detroit will play host to Chicago. Chicago plays tonight against Minnesota at home. What are your thoughts on that game? Who you got winning?
I'll take Detroit just because I haven't seen Chicago play at all.
No, I'm talking about tonight.
Oh, tonight, Minnesota or Chicago. Let's see. I got Aaron Jones on my fantasy team, so I'll go with the Vikings.
All right.
Why not?
You want to see him do his thing. The Bears, I like to think Minnesota. I mean,
we'll see. Are they starting McCarthy tonight?
Yeah. He's getting a start, his first ever start. Monday Night Football at Chicago. It's a pick'em game.
It's gonna be ugly. I feel like
ugly, like low scoring.
Yeah, low score. Let's take Minnesota 13-9. That's what I'm gonna say the final score is gonna be.
Ooh, that is ugly.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I just got to see if Chicago's O-line can mesh together and actually block for Caleb Williams to give him enough time.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb Williams with Ben Johnson now the head coach. We'll get to see what happens there. This will be a good opportunity for Chicago to get a win and start the season off strong.
Yeah.
Because next week, like I said, they've got they're going to Detroit next week, -4.5 for the Lions. 73% of the money, 75% of the bets on Detroit. And Ben Johnson's first game back to is it Ford Field?
Yeah.
So Dan Campbell on the other side, across from Ben Johnson. That's gonna be it's gonna be one that I want to watch for sure. We'll just have to see though. Obviously you being a Packers fan, how would you think a Lions fan would feel if they're 0-2 after this weekend? Both losing to the
the Packers getting smacked, and then
Well,
your former OC coming to town and beating you.
you got to then start taking the stance of, was this I mean, not that Detroit sent them away, but they lose both their coordinators, Ben Johnson, now the head coach of the Bears, and defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, now the head coach of the Jets. And I mean, you got to start thinking, like, if they were to start off 0-2, those coordinators meant a lot more to the team than, Dan Campbell just deciding to go for it on fourth downs. Like,
And I know New York's on one, but hey, they looked great yesterday.
Yeah, the Jets look pretty good. So the Jets are actually hosting the Buffalo Bills next week, -7 on the road for Buffalo. 81% of the money, 69% of the bets on Buffalo. So the Jets covered yesterday. They didn't get the win, but they did get the +3 cover. +7 now with Buffalo coming in. Do you think they've got anything for Josh Allen?
I think they'll cover, but he's going to pull something miraculous at the end again.
Yeah. Ooh, Joey. Oh. Ooh. -5.5. Cowboys host the Giants. You know what I said just a minute ago about the public fade? I've never seen a better public fade than
Cleveland.
the Cleveland and 11.5
Yeah.
against the Ravens. 89% of the money, 85% of the bets are on Dallas to cover -5.5.
I do that. On the Giants, I do that.
Giants +5.5. Give it to me. Give it to me.
It's going to be close.
Divisional game. Cowboys got a bad taste in their mouth.
But I will say the Giants, oh my Lord, Russell Wilson, you might need to go play baseball or retire. It looked awful yesterday.
Yeah.
Record against the Giants. Look it up.
What's that?
Dak's record against the Giants. Look it up.
All right, let me see. Ask ChatGPT real quick. Dak Prescott record versus Giants. Let's see. Come on, ChatGPT. Make it quick. Make it snappy. Dak is 13-2 all time against the Giants.
Does that help them numbers anything?
Hey, it doesn't help the people making bets, apparently. But,
No, that's true. They know.
yeah.
Now I'm asking ChatGPT, what's his record against the spread against the Giants?
Good question. Good question.
Let me see. Hold on.
We blew them out a few times.
Oh, I think that's what's going to happen this time.
It's giving me game by game. I don't like this. So we'll just say since 2022, he is in 5 games. He's 3-2 against the spread. So the last 5 games. So I mean, it only makes sense to win and then lose and then win and then lose and then win. Now he's gonna lose against the spread, right? So yeah, Giants +5.5. I'll take that. I'll take that. That's sound logic right there. Yeah, going forward, we got a lot of early money on a lot of these teams in the NFL. I'll give a better breakdown of the rest of the games coming up next week, or coming up later this week. I've got a surprise for everybody, an idea. -1.5 Super Bowl rematch. Chiefs host the Eagles. 64% of the money, 70% of the bets are on Philadelphia to go into Arrowhead and win. Basically, pick 'em game.
I need their defense to ball out, but I'm going to take the Eagles.
You need the Eagles defense to ball out.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a tough week to do it, or maybe not with Patrick Mahomes. You never know. He might be on a.
Well, see, he cooked me this week.
Be out for spitting.
Who?
Oh, Lord.
Tackle them, they be out for
Oh, Jalen Carter. Yeah. Oh,
Well, if they're going to do that to him, do the same thing. What was it, that kid from Florida?
yeah. Florida. There's a defensive lineman for Florida that also did the exact same thing after watching Jalen Carter do it on national television Thursday night. Yeah, that shows you where Florida's at.
He's like, hey, you know what's cool?
He did make headlines. He
Yeah.
did make headlines.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey, how do you feel about that? By the way, I was Jalen Carter.
spitting on my quarterback.
Yeah,
Eh,
yeah,
it's okay.
yeah,
Football.
yeah. You don't spit on people though.
Yeah.
It's part of football.
Yeah.
If you've ever played in the bottom of a pile, they do a lot more than spitting on you.
That's very true. And I bet Joey was doing a lot at the bottom of the pile down there. No, but that's going to wrap it up for the NFL this week. A few more games on the slate, but I think we touched all the I think we touched all the good ones. But how do you feel about how do you feel this week, Griff? Just overall, how do you feel?
I feel great.
It's a broad question.
You know, all my teams went over the weekend. You know, somehow the Reds ended up winning the series against the Mets, so we're still fighting for the MLB playoffs, even though it's looking a little dire.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Cleveland's kicker missing 2 crucial kicks yesterday did in fact make my day that the Bengals didn't start the season off 0-1. We got the Vols having a big one this week. I'm excited. You know, it's the first time I felt confident in a while. First time in a while, but oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna be screaming Rocky Top as loud as they can down there. But
Chance of beating Georgia I've seen in a while.
oh yeah,
No, I feel the same way for sure. Like I said, I've been telling people I think we got a legit shot. The line is moving in our favor. People are going to be pouring in money on Georgia -4.5. I think that works in our favor as well. But yeah, we'll just have to see.
yeah.
Do you have a $1 Million Radio song of the week, Griffin?
Yeah, you know what? I saw him last week, so I might as well just do it again. You know, throw some 311 on there. I'll do Unity this time, off their first album, Music. Came out in 1993. It's a little heavier, so hopefully you like a little reggae with a little metal. There you go.
My $1 Million Radio song of the week is going to go out to my boy Swirl Season. He's back from the dead. Tyrant's going crazy right now. That's the song. Everybody go check that out. He's with his friend Hoodie Yunderway. He spent 2 months out in Tunisia back in 2023. He's going to be filming a music video for Tyrant in Miami and Palm Beach this week. So usually staying out in Nashville. So all the Tennessee people, West Tennessee, we're behind Swirl Season on this one. Go check it out. Tyrant's Swirl Season. That's my $1 Million Radio song of the week. All right, Griff. Any final words?
Go Vols, by God.
Go Vols. Shout out once again, Jerry's Barbershop, located here, 2908 Tazewell Pike, Suite M. Come see Jerry, Joey, Steve, Rhonda, Angie. Come get your haircut. Joey gave me such a good haircut last week that I had to throw a hat on because I didn't want all those extra eyes on me this week. So, but no, for real, shout out to these guys. Love
Thanks for having us.
Known him for a while. Come give your support here at Jerry's Barbershop. And that'll do it for episode 39 of $1 Million Radio. And as always, we'll see you next time.
I'm bigger and badder, my words like a truck. If you get ran over, it's fucking you up. I'm up when I'm down, I'm not stuck. Got 4 limbs like 4 clovers, this might be good luck. I pull up with broccoli, I got the chuck. I can't say I always rap like this. I'm taking respect and I'm taking your. If you disrespect, you get add to the list. You can't stop shit. I got 2 diamonds left and the right, 2 baddies, that's it. My past was a problem, I had to solve.